Hello everyone and welcome to Photo Finds. I'm your host, Gavin Hatch. This week we're going to be at Universal Orlando taking a look at merchandise, construction in the parks, and also construction on Sapphire Falls. Let's get started in the front of the park at Universal Studios Florida. In the building that houses the new Hello Kitty store and the Betty Boop store, in the center they have kind of like just generic Universal merchandise. And I've showed you this store before, but they have added this new vintage globe that's really cool. It's not very big, but that was added just about 3 days ago. So that welcomes you now as you enter the store. Once inside the store, I saw these snow globes. I like these snow globes because the globe inside is very classic and it's just classic Universal. And it's something, these are the kind of souvenirs I like to take home because it's something that you can leave out and use as decor in your home. It's not something kind of tacky and childish. It's really pretty, so I like these. For the Hello Kitty and Jaws fans out there, inside the Hello Kitty store you can get this shirt, which I think is really funny, how it's actually Hello Kitty incorporated into that classic Jaws movie poster artwork. So for you Jaws fans out there that are also Hello Kitty fans, you can get this in that new Hello Kitty store. It wasn't until the other day when I was taking these photos in the parks that I realized that Universal Orlando sells a lot of t-shirts. They have a huge selection of different shirts to take home, and a lot of it's really creative and nice stuff that you'd want to wear outside of theme parks. Again, it's not tacky, so I like these. These are pretty cool. And one of them that caught my eye, and this is I think pretty new, is this shirt here. I might get this actually. It says Universal Studios. It has a really cool vintage look to this picture that was taken recently. It's the Universal Orlando archways there at Universal Studios and the globe. But on the shirt does say since 1912. Now Universal, the company, has been around since 1912. Universal Orlando, of course, has not been around that long. It's been around since 1990. So I wish this said since 1990, since that picture is of Universal Orlando and not Hollywood, but it's still overall a really cool shirt. Now, right across the street at the Universal Studio store that is huge and has lots of merchandise to choose from, I noticed some new items such as this picture frame here that holds a 4x6 photo. But what's really cool about this, it shows lots of the main characters like Transformers, the Minions, Dr. Seuss, Cat in Hat, and other characters from the resort. But on the top left-hand corner of the frame, you'll see King Kong. Now, King Kong, the attraction, has not been in the parks in years. But obviously Skull Island is opening up this year, so I think that's probably why they went ahead and put King Kong on this photo frame. So later on this year, when people visit the resort, they will definitely be able to say they've seen all these characters because he will be included in that over at Islands of Adventure. So I like this. This is kind of cool. I'm glad that King Kong is making his way back to Universal. Pop quiz time. If you know who this guy is, please comment below. He debuted with Universal in 1953, and some of you might have a challenge with this because he is not a very well-known character today. He doesn't have any rides themed after him. He can't do meet and greets in the parks. You won't find him walking around the streets of Hollywood or New York, but he is a Universal character from 1953, and you can buy, as you can see here, toys of him in the Universal Studios store. But if you know who he is, comment below, and if you are correct, I will give you a shout out in next week's episode. While we're on the subject of Universal's past, I really want to buy these. These, of course, are the DeLorean time machine vehicles from Back to the Future. Without a doubt, one of my favorite films of all time, and I really miss the attraction. I wish the Back to the Future ride was still at Universal, but it's not. But it is still really neat that you can come into the park and buy Back to the Future merchandise. So if you are a big Back to the Future fan, or of just the ride, you can purchase those time vehicles right here in the Universal Studio store. Something I really enjoy is the Studio Sweet store. They have really great big selection of candy and sweet treats and candy apples and all those things like that. And it's actually connected to the Universal Studio store. So you can get some snacks and then walk around the store and do some shopping. It's kind of convenient and it's a really great smelling store. So walk through there when you enter the park because it's right up by the turnstiles at the front. Right behind the Universal Studio store, this building is completely new. And it looks like it's going to be probably some sort of storage facility or maybe just a break space for team members in this area of the park. I'm not 100% sure, but you can see there's like a big garage door. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be more for team members and not another store or anything for guests to experience. But it is kind of blending in with the Universal Studios store when it comes to the architecture and also the color of the paint of the building. So this kind of sprung up. This has definitely been built pretty quickly because I did not realize this was here until just the other day. And for those of you who are big Beetlejuice fans, don't worry, Beetlejuice is still roaming around the park in random places. I caught him out by the Music Plaza stage and right across in front of the Classic Monsters Cafe. So you can do meet and greets with him. He doesn't have any type of attendant. He is truly just roaming around the park on his own and just having a lot of fun with guests. Taking a look over at what will soon be, in 2017, Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, you can see that they've added some steel beams here on the outside of that soundstage building. Now, for those of you who watch Florida E-Ticket, last Saturday we premiered an episode that was based on the Hollywood area of Universal Studios Florida. We told you all about what they had to offer in this section of the park, but unfortunately because of time we had to cut some scenes out of the show. The segment that had to be cut was of Patrick telling you about Mocambo. Now, Mocambo is something that you'll see as you walk down Rodeo Drive onto Hollywood Boulevard in the park. It looks like a building that you can go inside, but unfortunately you can't. It's just a facade. But Mocambo was an actual nightclub in West Hollywood way back in the day, and Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz were frequent guests there. They loved going there. They loved it so much that on their TV show, I Love Lucy, they modeled the stage for Mocambo as the Tropicana Club. So when you watch that show, it's kind of like being inside Mocambo in West Hollywood, even though the show takes place supposedly in New York City. So it's a little bit of history there. Mocambo is no longer open, but back in the day, it was the place to be. Let's switch gears and go to City Walk to take a look at something that last week was announced to be opening up later this year. The Twosome Chocolate Factory and Savory Feast Emporium will be a full-service restaurant that brings together a specially created and expansive menu, plus an incredible array of gourmet-level chocolates and desserts, all in a highly themed, unique environment that can only be found at Universal City Walk. Guests will also be able to watch chocolate creations being prepared and purchase them from the restaurant's retail shop and take them home to enjoy. Now, I think this is so cool. The theme of it is unreal. It's not like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It is steampunk, 19th century theming. It's going to look so beautiful inside, and the costumes, I'm sure, are going to look just as amazing. But if you look at the concept art, you will be blown away. Now, a lot of people were speculating and thinking this was going to be the future home of a WWE type of museum and restaurant, but that is obviously not correct. This will be something completely different than what people thought it was going to be, and I am okay with that because I rather have chocolate than wrestling. Now, when I was leaving Universal Studios Florida, I noticed this advertisement, this poster has been put up here to advertise the Sapphire Falls Resort that's opening up this summer. So let's go take a look at some of the construction that's going on over there for this resort that is almost here. Sapphire Falls will feature 3 main towers of rooms with 1,000 rooms in total, including 77 suites. Sapphire Falls will bring Universal Orlando's on-site hotel room count to 5,200 rooms. Now, Comcast has stated that they believe the resort could fill between 10,000 and 15,000 rooms. So this will be the 5th on-site hotel at Universal Orlando, and there are more to come, of course, with the purchase of all this land on International Drive. So we'll see how that develops in the years to come. The pool area will have the largest pool at Universal Orlando, a 16,000 square foot zero-entry pool surrounded by lush landscaping and tropical theming. And of course, the whole place is going to be very tropical because it is themed to the Caribbean islands. So I cannot wait. I will be there this summer. I will stay the night, and of course, I'll be bringing my camera along with me. Well, that does it for this edition of Photo Finds, but before I say goodbye, I want to give all of you a heads up. Next week is going to be a very important week here at Photo Finds because it will be my 50th episode doing Photo Finds. It's been over a year now, and my 50th episode will be next week, so I want to make it special, and I want to take that time to go ahead and create a whole new look for the show and make it fresh and new and do something fun. And I want your feedback, I want your input, and I want you, of course, to come along with me for the journey. So go ahead and make sure you tune in next Tuesday and watch Photo Finds and see exactly how we change it up. And I want your input. Let me know if you have any ideas and what you want to see come to the show, because I am all about making sure I get everyone's feedback and making it better. So I'm so excited. Next week, the 50th episode, make sure you check it out. And of course, subscribe to Attractions Magazine. Get out, have fun, and enjoy the parks.